You know, you ever look at a deck list and wonder what the fuck was going through their mind when they were building this? Hello everyone, John Michael Bushman here, and you're seeing this right. So yeah, this is gonna be another one of those decks, and I I can't even begin to explain the monstrosity that you see here. Okay, so just like the deck that I used for the NR festival, the Exodia one, the one with Exodia, we have this, which I guess it's Ojama Burn. But the only Ojama cards are Ojama Trio and Duo. But I faced off against this deck once, and it completely kicked my ass. Okay, I would explain the card by card, but I would probably only go over the cards that most of you probably have never seen in your life. Like, for example, Heatwave. At the start of your main phase 1, neither player can normal or special summon monsters until your next draw phase. This is basically like Pod of Extravagance, where you can only play this card if it's the first card you play for the turn. So yeah, a bit of tension there, but if you do draw into either Duality or Prosperity, that's fine. Basically, the 7 pots here are for consistency's sake. And then we have Fire Prison, whose, like, the majority of its effects are extremely irrelevant. The only important part here is, if link monsters are on the field, neither player can link summon a link monster with a lower link rating than the highest link rating on the field. So basically, if they get a link 1, they can no longer link summon. No longer. Yes, this deck, oh my fucking god, this deck fried my fucking brain when I faced off against it. And it didn't have Solemn Judgment in the original build, but I had to choose between Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning, so I went with Judgment instead. It's a more catch-all counter trap and Dark Bribe. What's the point if your opponent draws a card when basically the entire goal is, play first, set both Trio and or Duo, and, flood the opponent's entire board with the Ojama tokens, and hopefully you win from there because you have Rivalry, Skill Drain, and Goes in Match to lock out your opponent from basically doing anything. Basically, if they have these tokens, hopefully they won't be able to do anything. And we also have this weird tech card that even in the paper game, people are using from the sideboard to basically lock out high-level monsters. Because, special summoning is so easy these days. Extra deck doesn't matter, of course. But, yeah. This deck, and there's also like Cauldron of the Old Man and Wave Motion Cannon, because sometimes the game can go long. But otherwise, hopefully once the opponent sees that they cannot move past this monstrosity of a deck, they would just give up. Like what I did when I faced off against this piece of garbage. Let's just get on with the duels. Okay, I'm going first, and that's already a win in my books. I just hope... Ooh, yeah, this is a set 5 and pass turn. So, this deck is extremely easy to pilot, but let's bait that negation, if any. We're gonna get Terraforming here. We literally only have one target. Good. That's really, really good. Yeah, we literally only have one target, and it doesn't matter because we have Card of Demise to draw into it. Because Card of Demise is a fair and balanced Yu-Gi-Oh card. So we're gonna set 3 here, and we're gonna Card of Demise, and hopefully we get 2 other settable cards, and wish our opponent good fucking luck. Oh my god, we drew into it anyway. So we're gonna put Fire Prison in. What the fuck? Oh my god, this deck. I played this deck when I was on like a 6-loss streak, and the moment that happened, the game is lagging. Unless the game effect didn't apply? Did it? Did it not apply? Unless something is preventing something from taking damage. Oh, right, because of Card of Demise. Yeah, sure. Doesn't matter. So, we're gonna set a stop to on. We're gonna do things at their draw step. We're gonna flip Duel. Okay. And we're gonna chain Gozenach. This will hopefully lock my opponent out of anything and everything under the sun. But, you know, this deck's biggest weakness are, surprisingly, Link monsters. But, yeah. Let's just hope that my opponent scoops from here. Otherwise, we'll just use Cauldron of the Old Man. Mystic Mine is banned for a reason, and Jeff Leonard would be very, very proud of us if Mystic Mine were still a thing here. You know, this is basically the Jeff Leonard special. Ooh, he can use that to tribute. Can these be tributed? No, they cannot be tributed, but he does have enough space. So we'll just make him draw one card. Then we'll use the Solemn Warning to negate something else. Yeah. And these are lights. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'd rather him draw a card because oh god, what's the name of this? Unexplored Winds can break our board because he can tribute over our chicanery here. So yeah, that gets another counter. We're gonna dig only 3 deep actually. Nah, let's go to full 6. Actually, no, yeah, we'll only go 3 deep since we already have everything we need, honestly. So basically, this is just a waiting game from here. And yeah, this is what this deck does. It's it wins really slowly. Sure, waste your Ash Blossom on that. I am saving this Solemn Judgment for your Eaglin. I know how Floowandereeze plays, good sir. So yeah, we're gonna burn him for 600 now. Since I forgot that Card of Demise does that. And it's your go, opponent. Yeah. So this is what this deck does. That's it. Like, what more do I need to say? What do you need me to do? I just stall. Essentially, I just stall. Burn them out surely but surely with Cauldron of the Old Man. I don't think they can summon anything because they have 2 lights. Okay, that's actually really damn good. Oh my god. So, yeah, I was just gonna say, you're gonna suffer here with me, and my opponent sees the writing on the wall because they'll be burned out by Cauldron of the Old Man. Jeff Leonard will be so proud of this video. Good god, let's just get to the next duel. Okay, I'm going second this time around, and that is not what you want to happen in this deck. But, ugh. This is an ugly opening hand, unfortunately, but we can flood this board because we have both Duo and Trio. Unless it's a Link deck, which is honestly very likely. I've played this deck like in the... Oh, he's using the new zombie cards. Alright. But yeah, we can do Duo, Trios. He can't tribute that. He can't link off stuff because of Fire Prison. And I can stop spell trap removal with Dark Bribe. Is he using actual factual vampires? Holy shit. Yeah, so my opponent will be going through combos here. Well, here's me with my 5 spells and traps, waiting for my opponent to finish because this deck doesn't have hand traps for some reason. What the fuck? Oh my god, this deck. You know, I'm really glad that I'm recording this because, good god, I was so mad. You know, again, like I think I mentioned this some time ago that I was on a loss streak, and I was so excited to you know, get this duel on the road, or rather to record a bunch of duels with this deck, and you know, I practiced with it, and yeah, this deck is not the best, but if your opponent is unaware of what it's trying to do, yeah, you could steal a few games, but I would only recommend this deck if you're like just memeing really hard, okay? Do not bring this... I faced off against this deck in Plat 1, god damn it, and it was loss after loss from there. Like, holy shit, this deck. But, you know, I'm doing all that while my opponent is comboing off. I'm seeing a bunch of classic vampires here. I don't know how hard they can pop off. They do have 2 6s, so they can go into the XC. Okay, they went into Beatrice. Weird choice, but I guess it's just for the foolish effect, I guess. Yeah. I don't exactly know what they're doing, but okay, sure. Um, if anything, vampires are known for tributing monsters off. So, yeah, they're gonna get Ballardrock here. Ballardrock, whatever. What? Voivode? Oh, the new vampire card. Okay. Oh, what does this do? If normal summon, target 2 monsters in your opponent's graveyard, special summon them. Effects are negated. So that's it. You don't have any negates, just a quick effect. Foolish Burial. Sure. We're gonna start by playing Fire Prison, which will already send alarm bells up my opponent's head. Because because he will say, what the fuck is this guy on? Yeah, it passed twice. Okay, Beatrice doing something. She cannot attack for some reason. Why can't she attack? Why can't she attack? I don't know. Okay. So she's foolishing. Sure. Sure. Necroworld Banshee. Sure. Getting Zombie World. Sure. That doesn't matter. We're gonna Pot of Duality. Sure. This is just a pure back row deck. Like, what do you expect me to do? Rivalry, sure. Wave Motion Cannon, sure. Another trio. We're gonna get Wave Motion Cannon. And we're gonna lock out his back row. Okay. Let's see if my opponent has anything to say about that. We're gonna put that there. Come to think of it, I cannot fully resolve these spells and traps because he has... We don't even have enough fucking zones! What the fuck? Well, he will only be able to get Ballard. He will get Ballardrock at least. But he cannot touch my board. So let's see. Yeah, go. Sure. We only have defense against spells and traps, unfortunately. So if we die, we die, I guess. Yeah. We're gonna activate Trio, since we only have 3 zones to work with, unfortunately. As much as I want to fill up his whole board, it has to be exactly what's written on the card, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Maxi, sure. Doesn't matter. You get to draw your 3, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think Duel will resolve here, unless I am wrong. Yeah. Draw 1. Oh, this will only be a draw 1. Okay. That's that. Standby. Sure. Main phase 1. Okay. If we can't activate Duo from here, that means we really do need one more zone for this to work. Otherwise, he needs to tribute off the Ojama token. He needs a way to get rid of the Ojama token somehow, and then try to link off, or rather try to get rid of Vampire Sucker here, because Fire Prison is locking him out of Link summoning any further. Again, Fire Prison's purpose here is to just stop Link summoning. Okay, he's using Unizombie to send a card from deck to graveyard. Yeah, because it was a very long line of text, so it's a send from deck to graveyard. He can attack for a lot here, actually. Since the Ojama tokens have no attack, he can attack for quite a bit, unfortunately. Okay, sending a bat, and I think he should just attack. He is in no way, shape, or form of being in danger. What the fuck? He did have a link. He didn't have a link. Instead, he makes Baron. Sure. We're gonna... Okay, thanks, I guess. We're gonna do the duo tokens, make him waste his negate. Sure. And I think we're dead. I think we are dead. Okay, we make more Ojama tokens, I guess. Okay. He should just attack, honestly. He should just attack. I have no way to block. Yeah. So this is the bad side of this deck. You know, you give your opponent free material, and this is what they do with it. So, yeah. He should just attack, but... Oh, wait, no. Unizombie locks out. Monsters cannot attack except zombies, but everything's a zombie anyway. Yep, he does link away. Hey! He broke out of it. So, yeah, we're just gonna move on to the next duel because I'm empty-handed, and I'm pretty much dead here. So, yeah, next duel! Okay, we're going first, and that's always a Gucci thing in my book. Alright, we have the God combo of Trio and Duo, again, and let's bait any negation they might have. Let's go! Pot of extra, we're gonna banish 6 because the extra deck never matters, that's even better. So we're gonna set the stop to that. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. There we go. There you go, opponent. Have fun. So on your draw step, we're gonna activate Duo. We're gonna activate Trio. And then we're gonna activate Gozen. God damn, this deck. Oh my god, this deck. So we can turn this off now. Oh wait, well, no, we're not setting it to on. We're gonna set it to auto. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. Good luck, have fun! Oh my god. You know, we would be skipping this entire extra step if Mystic Mine were still legal. But it's banned in the OCG, and Master Duel takes after the OCG ban lists. But now, it's slowly but surely coming into its own these days. That's not exactly a problem, unfortunately. And he can't tribute off all of this stuff anyway. Sure, destroy it. That's fine. I think I have better targets. Unless he has a way to, like, link all of these off. It can't be tributed, but it can be used as link material. Which is, like, it's essentially, it's honestly the biggest drawback this deck has against itself. Sure, you can lock out certain decks, especially ones that don't exactly have link monsters in it. But otherwise, you know, given the way Yu-Gi-Oh works these days, you just can't. You really just cannot give your opponent free material. But, you know, again, I was mad. I wanted some payback. You know, at least I won one game. So there's that. And that was sent to the graveyard, which is interesting. That is a field spell, and I will negate, unfortunately. Since field spells usually mean bad news. Sure. Ha! Stop that! Says God! No, that's not Jesus, that's God! But yeah, then again, Witch's Vengeance is also a thing. You know, there's a whole storyline involving that. But yeah, that's... this is literally all we will do until our opponent, surrenders. You know, or gets tired of our bullshit. That will actually help us a lot here. As much as I want to get Wave Motion Cannon, we're gonna get Fire Prison. Since it will stop him from link summoning a lot. On top of Grave of the Super Ancient Organism, this will completely stop my opponent from doing too much. So this means that, and I'm only understanding now, if basically when there are no link monsters, you can still summon any one link monster you want. However, anything lower than that, you can no longer link summon. So it's Gucci, especially if they only have like a link 1. So that means they can only go into link 1s, and then if they have link 2s, they can only go into link 2s and higher. That is fine. We're just gonna activate this now, and we will keep waiting until my opponent does something. I would go on tangents here, but this deck is just, you know, it's honestly really super fascinating when I faced off against this deck. I was playing Fluanderis. Yeah, you use this against a deck that where its whole gimmick is tribute summoning, and you give me tokens that cannot be tributed. So imagine my frustration. Yeah. So we're gonna skip ahead until either my opponent surrenders, or if they decide to do it, or until we draw into a better win condition than decking my opponent out. That is not it, but we will deck thin. So we'll be right back until either my opponent has lost their will to live, or I have drawn into a win con. Okay, so I drew into a Cauldron of the Old Man, and this will finally start going my way. So yeah, unless my opponent does something here, this is honestly inevitable since the damage will exponentially rise. as the turns pass by, and nothing much happened here. I don't know if Pendulum Magicians or Endymion Magicians, I don't know which flavor of Pendulum Magicians this is. I don't know if they even have a way to get rid of these tokens. I'll just make you draw one card. I will literally negate anything you try to do here, opponent. You know, win by deck out is a true possibility, but let's see. God. Ooh, chicken game! We're gonna play that game! Yay! I won't take any damage! Fuck you! So we'll be right. Look, either I die, either my opponent surrenders, or I burn them out with Cauldron of the Old Man. It's one of those two things. But let's see if we can activate chicken game here. Yeah, we get another counter for the Cauldron. Yes, we can. Okay, let's try to draw one card. Yes, we draw one card. Thank you very much. That's Rivalry. That will actually lock out my opponent completely out of their chicanery. And we're gonna burn them for 600 now. This is basically inevitable at this point. So, if there's a cut after this, it means I won because my opponent surrendered and or I burned them out with the Cauldron. Otherwise, until my opponent does something a lot more interesting, we're gonna keep playing this out. And my opponent doesn't seem to have any intent of surrendering, so we will indeed keep going. And I don't know if they will even have an answer to Rivalry Forerunners because all they have on the field are beast tokens. So, yeah! We'll move on! Okay, so interesting development. This chicken game has pretty much warped the game. Because the player with the lowest life total will not take any damage. So that will actually turn off my Cauldron of the Old Man and my Wave Motion Cannon. So I think I should try and lower my opponent's life total as much as possible. But we're gonna see what happens from here. That's 1200. This isn't exactly a deterministic kill. So we will see where this goes. He could make me gain 1,000 more. He will just keep drawing cards since he has lower life total now. But we will see. And I do have Wave Motion Cannon, so if he does keep lowering his life total, he will be killed by Wave Motion Cannon. So if he isn't careful here, we actually have an interesting game on our hands. So I think my opponent realized his folly. So let me explain what happened in the last couple of turns. So my opponent kept drawing cards with chicken game. So there's that. So I thought he was trying to dig for an answer against whatever shenanigans I may have left. But I think I think I realized before he did that by doing, because chicken game actually has an effect where the turn player actually has the option to destroy the card. So that means by lowering his life total to 1,000, he's actually far more open to be killed by Wave Motion Cannon than everything else that I have on board. So I can actually just choose to destroy the card rather than try to, you know, essentially play the chicken game with him. But yeah, I think he realized that, and that's why he surrendered. Holy shit, this game got a lot more interesting than I gave it credit for initially. So yeah, we will now officially move on to the next duel because, wow, good thing I caught that one on camera. Or rather, at the very least, I played it out, you know, and didn't cut it short. Again, move on to the next duel. Why going second? Why going second? Ooh, this is interesting. We can bait out two forms of negation, and we have skill drain. Shit! So we're pretty much dead. It's still established an OTK board and whatnot. He'll have Link summoning up. He'll have this and that. He will do this and that. Sure, we have no way to fog his battle damage at this point. He will do, although he is down to 2 cards in hand, but knowing heroes, they probably have a way to end up with at least 3 to 4 cards in hand, given what what they can do these days. So yeah, I'm not gonna bore you guys. This will probably be the shortest segment I will ever film for all of my videos with Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I don't know how hard my opponent can pop off here. It's heroes. Heroes can combo as hard as they want and only end on like 1 to 2 negates. Unlike most boards these days who can end on at least, 6? Or rather, at the most, end up with 6 negates, or not even 6 negates. 6 forms of interaction. So, yeah. If I cut here, that means I ultimately lost in spite of my hand. Otherwise, I will keep playing it out. I mean, this could end up like the previous duel, where the Endymion player, we both essentially played it out, and, it ended up essentially becoming interesting because of fucking chicken game. So there's that. I think I should actually have chicken game in this deck, but it's a UR. And the reason why I, wanted to build this deck in the first place is because, it's cheap, essentially. Because it's all SRs, and SRs are far easier to get than URs in this game. So yeah, if you see a cut here, that means I ultimately lost. Otherwise, we will keep playing this out. Okay, so small update here. I was wondering what my opponent was trying to do with all of the shenanigans he was doing. But then I realized, hero decks, at least on Master Duel, they employ the Dark Angel Turbo strategy. Where, it negates all spell cards, which basically removes the traditional forms of removal. This deck can have, that is usually reserved for removing stuff like this. So let's test the waters, because I think it will work the way it's intended. Yep, it will negate terraforming, so the only way for us to punch through is if he doesn't target skill drain. So we have another interesting game on our hands, unless something else happens. What we can do is give him options. We're gonna make him play Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo here. Okay, since DPE can pop anything here. So let's see what he targets. If he does, okay, he targeted skill drain. So we do have a game on our hands. Since DPE is an eternally recurrable threat, although my opponent does not have anything in hand, he can attack with DPE now, but I am not dead. And the moment he does do that, he is wide open to my shenanigans. So there's that. Okay, slowly but surely eating away my board. Yep. And then eventually, he once he can assemble enough cards in hand, he will be able to do something here. All right. So we're gonna keep waiting here. This is honestly this for me is honestly really sad. If they can't honestly really do anything else, I mean, like, okay, sure, I can wait. I have all day. I mean, the name of this deck is Suffer. I'm gonna make you suffer with me. So yeah, keep going, opponent. You do you. We'll be right back. I could cut, but let's. I want to play this out. I want to see how my goddamn opponent's gonna kill me here. So yeah, we'll be right back once something else interesting happens, or if we both lost our wills to live, because I'm gonna stay here for the long game. Damn it. Either that, or just see you in the next duel. But we will see. Lost the die roll again, and I'm being made to go second. Oh boy. Let's see. Ooh, this is not a good opening hand. This would have been good if I went first, though. But let's see how merciful my opponent is, and hopefully give me something to work with here. Otherwise, this is a shitty opening hand. But my opponent's deep in the tank with their... Oh, it's exactly 40 cards. Just like mine. Hey, oh, just passing! So you're saying there's a chance here, opponent. Alrighty. That is... that only gets better! Yeah! We're gonna activate Fire Prison. Make him think we're on something else. We're gonna use Prosperity first. God. What I would give to see 9 cards again in Floowandereeze, but they have Advent. We have Advent now. So limiting Prosperity to 1 is the right call. Come on, give me the Ash! Give me the Ash! I know you have it, opponent. I know you have the Ash. Yeah! Good, because I have duality. I have 2 pots, baby! Yeah, let's go! Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. Alright, we're gonna pot. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're gonna get the Cauldron. Basically as a backup plan. And we're gonna set 1. We're gonna play out the Cauldron. We're gonna activate the cauldron, you know, out of spite. That's always how we do things around these parts. And activate wave motion cannon. Your move, holy man. Ahem. So, yeah. That's all this deck does. Again, I mean, if that wasn't clear enough, we're gonna activate skill drain right here, right now. So that we can just, you know, F6 through their turn. That's a Magic the Gathering term. If you play Magic the Gathering online, when you say, I'm going to F6 through this turn, that means you will not do anything. Because the shortcut key in Magic the Gathering online to just pass priority across all of your opponent's actions is the F6 button. Although, these days, the hotkey has been changed into just the number 6 on the regular keyboard. So there's that. And my opponent probably brick to Kingdom Come. We take wins where we can get them. Next duel! Won the die roll against a really memorable opponent named Spoopysaur. Ah! Spoopy. Alright, oh, this is a... Holy shit, this is a really good opening hand. We're gonna set this. We're gonna set this. Excuse me. We're gonna set that. We're gonna play Wave Motion Cannon. Basically to, oh god, I am blanking really hard. Ash this, please. Thank you. Please, Ash Blossom this. I compel you, opponent. Ash Blossom this. You are probably wondering, what the fuck is this guy on? Ooh, yeah, we will take the Dark Bribe, alright? Since that's exactly what we need here. There's that, and we will set the Dark Bribe, and we will play the card of Demise. Draw 3 more! As if we didn't need any more cards. You will Ash this. Please, I know you want to. Please, Ash it. Yeah! That's a good boy. That's a good boy right there. Yeah! But now we will lock the rest of your board out unless, you know, you have something here. Yeah. So, we're gonna pass the turn. And we're gonna see if Mr. Spoopysaur here has anything for us. So, on your draw step, we will activate Trio. And then we will activate Duel. Oh my god! Oh my god! So we got a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. 5 Ojama tokens! Unless you have a way to link them all off, I'm completely fine with me. Either link them all off or use them as fusion material somehow. But we are talking about, I was gonna say Albaz, but it's branded. Okay, it's some flavor of branded, but their board is locked out. Because these cannot be tribute summoned. So, we will see what my opponent has for us. We drew another Dark Bribe, which is actually really good against a deck that relies surprisingly a lot on their spells and traps. So... we'll be right back when something else interesting happens. I want you all to appreciate this beautiful, beautiful board state that I have established. It's just a chef's kiss. But unfortunately, we cannot quite kill our opponent just yet. Because they are 300 over. So next turn, they are very, very likely dead. So unless something else interesting happens here, we're gonna move on to the end screen. And watch as our opponent's will to live fades from their eyes. Okay, we're here at the end screen. I don't know what else to tell you. Play this deck if you want a meme. Otherwise, don't. So if you like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share it among your friends. I'm not even gonna say doodles. Just go. Just leave. Go. Terraforming. Card of Demise. Pot of Duality. Heatwave. Pot of Extrav. Pot of Prosperity. Fire Prison. Wave Motion Cannon. Cauldron of the Old Man. Ojama Trio. Ojama Duo. Solemn Judgment. Dark Bribe. Rivalry of Warlords. Skill Drain. Cousin Match. And Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Those are all the cards in this deck. There. Do you want me to repeat my sign-off again? No. Here. Have a zoom in of Ojama Duo. Bye.